Greetings, and I would like to welcome everyone who is watching this video as the introduction of a new course that we are about to start today. A course from Juniper Networks called the Juniper Network Certified Internet Specialist, which is the second degree or level on the ladder going on top to the top of the Juniper certifications and technologies. And the specialist degree here is the enterprise routing and switching. The course itself or of an exam that has the code of JN0348. Before that there was 347, 346, and before that as well. So this will be the badge of the JNCIS enterprise routing and switching that we are about to start, produced to you completely from orhanargun.net. My name is Sejjar Yafuri. I'm a senior network instructor at orhanargun.net. I'm qualified and certified actually for a variety of Cisco system certification if you know them, and the Juniper network certifications that we are about to start one of them today, including this JNCIS enterprise certificate that came from the exam of the JN0348. What we are about to talk today is the introduction of this course, information about the exam, information about the course and the exam as well, both of them. This is a course that you are studying with us. Once you finish, you are qualified to pass an exam from Juniper themselves. How? I will tell you everything about that. Plus, I will tell you that this exam that we are studying in course for, it comes from which family of courses or exams. What are the others that you might be curious to know maybe? Plus, what are the others that you might need just before you start this one as well. Information about this course is that it carries the code of 348 that was released in May 2019. That was about 2 years ago from the moment of recording this video. And the exam cost is $300 for a simple rule that I will tell you later. You can take the exam only via the Pearson Review, and Pearson Review themselves offer you many methodologies or many methods or ways to take the exam with them. Number one, you can go to an authorized center of Pearson Review themselves. And in that center you will be monitored and proctored by the center, and you will do the exam using a computer from the center themselves. Number two, you can take the exam from home by installing a software produced by Pearson Review named the OnView. This software will lock your screen and will only allow you to control the emulator of the exam that will show you the questions, the exams, etc. And through the webcam of your computer, most preferred to be a laptop, not a desktop, you will be monitored and proctored with the guys, and they will talk to you from Pearson themselves, and they will proctor you until you finish your exam, and you'll get the same result, same report, same everything, just like you have taken the exam in an exam center. Number three, to be proctored by a different method, and that to be proctored by an authorized instructor or a proctor, regardless of the place. So you can maybe go to Juniper office, or maybe you are under a host of let me tell you, a boot camp from Juniper Networks themselves. And once you finish studying the JNCIS with Juniper, you can do that as well on their website. You can go locally maybe to them or even remotely. You can do it once you finish it. You can start the exam immediately upon the approval of the proctor, which can be the same guy that was the instructor throughout the course. So many methodologies you can use, or many different ways, so that in the end you will take the JN0348 exam, pass it, and you will become certified carrying the badge of the Internet Specialist Enterprise Routing and Switching. Sometimes you might see the word internet missing, other times you might see it injected. Either ways, it's the same certificate. Prerequisites before you are allowed to take the JN0348 exam are JNCIA journals. Does that mean I'm not allowed to even book the exam of the JN0348, pay the money for it, and start doing the exam? You are allowed. But once you finish, you will only get a PDF report that says you have passed, and no badge, no certificate, nothing to be added to your official Juniper profile, until you go and take the step before that, which you should already be certified with, and that would be the JNCIA Journals certificate that already has, of course, a course for it, which is 16 plus hours on the website, orhanargun.net or orhanargun.com. Both of them are ours, and you will find the JNCIA Journals that has the code of JN 0103, the latest version that was announced in 2020, and it might still be valid until 2024 or 2025. It will take a long time before it gets expired and replaced by another version. If you're a subscriber of the 103, by the time of the 104, you will also get the 104 in your profile as well. That is a catch actually here. Okay, so you need this for two reasons actually, not just one. Number one, to take the exam correct. Number two, to study this course, because stuff mentioned in the JNCIA will not be replicated here. What are those stuff? The Junos operating system and the CLI of it. I will not teach you what is Junos in this course because I've already done that, and Juniper also force you as well to take that exam before you come to here. So you should already be familiar with Junos and come to me. Otherwise, I don't need any other thing. This JNCIS course starts from the basics of what is the concept of switching, what is the concept of routing, how does spanning tree works from zero, what is the MAC table, what is the ARP table, what is the ARP itself, and so many stuff that are completely from scratch. If you have ever heard about Cisco systems and their certificates, then they have a very famous certificate called the CCNA. The JNCIS is kind of a CCNA, but using the command line of Junos, and with a little bit of more BGP and DISIS, and that's it. Otherwise, stuff are extremely here. Also, they have some extra Juniper-specific technologies to be discussed here. We will see these at the last module of this course, which is called the high availability. The enrollment, once you finish this course, you will get this badge of JNCIS ENT, and you will be qualified to take one of these two or even both of them, a JNCI P in enterprise routing and switching, or a JNCI professional P in data center, and I will talk even more about that in a minute. Just in case you had a JNCIA Junos or any other JNC or a previous JNCIS enterprise that was about to expire, when you pass this JN0348 exam, you will recertify these two for an extra 3 years, starting from the date of the exam that you have passed, the date of passing the exam. This is called the Juniper Network Certification Program. It's a JNCP program, which is all the certificates provided by Juniper Networks. These guys on the right side, why did I draw that so badly? I think I need to modify the board. These guys on the right side here refer to a lab exams, and whatever on the left refer to a written exam, which is a 65 multi-choice questions exam. That's an MGQ, not an MCQ. Question that you can take from home. These guys also can be taken from home starting from 2021. Okay, so the tracks of knowledge, technology, and size that we need to know about Juniper Networks are the enterprise routing and switching that we are starting with today, because this one requires JNCIA as a must before you start, and step after that it will be JNCIS. You are watching it. Step after that it will be JNCIP, and once you finish all of these and take all of the 3 written 65 MCQ exams of these 3, then you are finally qualified and have the tool to go and book the lab expert level exam that is of 6 hours, not 8 anymore. Plus, maybe what I have told you, if you have already studied JNCIA Junos with me on this website, then at that time I told you JNCIA is in 8 hours and it was to be taken from an authorized center that you need to travel for. But by the time that I was recording JNCIS, stuff has been changed, and this became a 6 hours hands-on labs only with zero theory exam to be taken either on premise inside Juniper Networks, let's say headquarters or some authorized centers they have, not Pearson VUE, or from home. So you will have a clean desk and a quiet room with a locked door, and for 6 hours the guys will be monitoring you or proctoring you just like they did with the written exams before, and you will be connected, I believe, via VPN to another computer, and in that other computer you will monitor and you will put hands on your exam until you finish the 6 hours, and hopefully of course to pass it. But before you do everything about what I have just mentioned, you will definitely, as a must, without exceptions, must pass the JNCIP. That before you pass it you must pass JNCIS. That before you pass it you must pass JNCIA. Things here are different from other vendors. Things here are mandatory to take the steps from left to right with no escaping. By the way, this JNCIS exam is a shared exam between other, let me tell you, tracks of technology, like the data center, and before, not now, before security. Security before used to rely on JNCIS ENT. Security now have its own JNCIS security. So when you finish this course with me and take the exam of JNCI CNT, next step can be one or both of these, and you will find them soon on the website as well. Maybe by the time that you are studying the course with us, you will find them already uploaded completely and finished and available, and you can even purchase them or take them whatever you like and study them and pass them as well. So this is the idea. So this exam will qualify you to take or enroll you to take one of these or both of them. Others have their own, like automation has its own ANS level, not yet to be developed and announced as a P or an IE level from Juniper. Cloud has all the way until the last one. Data center has all the way, but there is no JNCIA or JNCIS data center. There is JNCIA Junos and JNCIS Enterprise. Maybe in the future they will do so or not. Be qualified and get JNCI PDC before you have to take multiple steps before that. There's something extremely important here that you need to know. JNCIS ENT can only be recertified with a higher level of the track itself or the same level of the track itself. What does that mean? If you went right now after JNCIS ENT and took JNCIS service provider, it will not recertify JNCIS Enterprise. Like, this is annoying, I know. And like, I have been tracking so many 7, 8, maybe they will become 9 certificates right now from Juniper networks, and suddenly I found that the certificate of 2018, oh, it's about to expire. So all the 5, 6 certificates that I took after that one did not recertify it, and it's still stuck at the expiry of 2021 because I took it in 2018. I must go and take it again or take something higher of it. Maybe if it was like JNCI security, then I either take JNCI security again or JNCIP security. And I cannot be small. I cannot be like skipping JNCIP and taking the IE so that I will hit 2 birds in 1 rock. No, either S or P so that I will recertify my S. And after I take the P, I'm allowed finally to take the IE. Stuff are kind of annoying with Juniper networks, but if you are a guy that focuses on one single track, they will not be that headache. Like enterprise routing and switching alone, enterprise routing and switching, and that's it. And by the way, one last thing. Recertifying the stuff can be by taking the S or higher, correct? But recertifying the IE exam, which is the 6-hour hands-on labs, will not be by retaking the same exam again in 3 years from now. No, just take its P level and it will be recertified. So you might do this only one time in your life. And every 3 years you will keep recertifying it for 20 years or 30 years from now. Depends on the time that you would like to keep it valid and active, just by taking its P level. This is the idea, because this P level keep changes every 4 or 5 years, carrying new technologies with its theory and hands-on. So it's really a good level. Okay. The experience needed before you start with me today is only JNCI Junos, because every technical stuff I will start from scratch except for the Junos operating system, which should be written as well as June OS, uppercase. How will I instruct, or how will I produce to you will be by the videos that you are watching, sliced as a PDF that you should receive when you purchase the course, on-screen scratches just like you have seen for the past minute, plus hands-on labs. And that will be done on many methods that I will show you soon, like either by taking that on EVE-NG, which is the emulated virtual environment, and the next couple videos after this introduction is a from scratch tutorial about how to deploy EVE-NG on your computer. Once you deploy that, you can import whatever Chemo appliance that you have, which either can be routers or switches or firewalls from Juniper, operate them on your computer and start studying. Option number 2 will be a rack rental. Why would you need that? Because latest versions of Junos for virtual routers and virtual switches from Juniper networks requires 6 GB of RAM per node, per router or per switch. If you wanted a good topology that is carrying 5 up to 10 nodes, you need definitely more than 32 GB of RAM. Most probably that will not be a router, neither your home desktop, because like even when I have both of them, I have a very good desktop and a very good laptop, but both of them are 32 GB of RAM. And I have used them for many studies and labs on, but when it came to the S and the P level, and especially even with the IE level of Juniper, I needed a server. So I had to rental this one. which it's ours actually, by the way, but for you you'll have to rent it. So you will get a server from argon.net, which is rackrentals.argonargon.net, and you can simply get the first server that you will find, and that server gives you, as I record, 20 core of CPU plus 64 gigabyte of RAM. You will remote log into it and it will be yours, and you can practice that. You will like take it for a period of time, like 1, 2, 3 months, depends on how you would like to take it based on the program, and you'll be able to deploy your environment of Juniper studying. Last option is free option, which is the VLabs. You'll find the labs already prepared by Juniper themselves that you cannot modify the topology, neither the connections. If you found 3 or 5 or 6 routers connected together, you can only use their already established topology and connection. There is a complete tutorial coming after this intro. You will find it, the VLabs, Juniper VLabs, and you will click it and watch it about 20 to 30 minutes, and you'll know everything about how to achieve this for free using Juniper Networks website of VLabs. But you will be limited to the topologies given by Juniper. Cisco systems themselves have something called the sandbox of Cisco, and in the sandbox you can use the Cisco modeling labs to virtually design and deploy and operate a topology. In Juniper Networks they don't give you that option for free, but they give you that for free if you are a partner with them. If you work for a company that your email address is already registered as a partner email address with Juniper Networks, then your account will be considered as a partner account. Yep. And in that case you are allowed to access the Juniper Cloud Labs. Then at that time, using that service, you will be allowed to design and reserve a topology for yourself to start practicing on it. 3 methods are available. Choose whatever you want, and tutorials about these 3 methods are coming in the upcoming 3 videos. Now, last thing to discuss today, I would like to finish that soon, and that will be what should we expect here. We will start with switching part, which is only the first 3 modules. After that, the routing part, which will be the 5 modules, I'm sorry. So 3 plus 5 will be 8. And the last module will be called high availability, that have a mixed technologies of high availability for routers and switches. And that will be the last one, which is the HA, high availability. In total, we have 9 modules to study in this course. Don't be afraid, 9 modules does not mean like 90 hours of study. This course will not take long. I believe it will be 15 to 20 hours only, because I will not describe stuff of JNCIA, and I will not go far to JNCIP. This is how Juniper wants you. They want you to know the concept of bridging components frame processing, and then know VLANs from 0 and stop at VLANing, and as well as its configuring. And then we will talk about spanning tree and RSTP. In JNCIA, there is nothing called spanning tree, and in JNCIP, they will not tell you about the concept of spanning tree. They will tell you now, let's talk about VSTP and MSTP. This is the idea. So you must take the track step by step. Okay, and then we'll talk about the port roles and everything of spanning tree. The third module, the last module of switching, will be layer 2 security. Many technologies should be implemented, like BPD guard, loop guard, root protection, port security, MAC limit, which is MAC limiting, okay, DHCP snooping, ARP inspection, IP source guard, and storm control, all of them to be configured. And even after that, layer 2 firewalls to be configured as well. A lot. Module 4 will be the beginning of routing part, which will be 5 modules, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That will be static routing and some extra stuff about static routing, load balancing, and the forwarding table. Of course, with routing table. OSPF will have its own module, because there was no OSPF before, especially in JNCIA. I told you about that. ISIS to be introduced for the first time here. After the ISIS, we'll have BGP as well. Once we finish BGP, there will be the tunnels module. We cannot consider this as not a routing module. So routing modules are 4. Static, OSPF, ISIS, and BGP only. So 4 modules. Then the 8th module will be for tunneling, by talking all about 2 different types of tunneling, which are either GRE or IP-IP, both of them to be configured on an already routed topology. Finally, high availability. Some of these stuff are layer 2 techs, some of them are layer 3 high availability techs. We will see about that in that about it in the appropriate time, and that should be it. The next video will be 3 videos about the tutorials of EVE-NG and Juniper VLABs. Video after that will be the beginning of module 1 layer 2 switching and VLANs. Thanks a lot for watching this intro. If you have reached this far to the end of the intro, that you are really seriously starting to consider this course, and I will expect you to start studying the upcoming videos. I hope for you to lab every single thing. It's extremely important. Yes, the exam is a written exam. There will be no labs, but your skills will not be written skills. They must be hands-on skills. So you'll need to lab everything just like I will, and hopefully in the end you will be overqualified before you take the exam. Not too much overqualified so that you will not feel bored, but qualified to pass the exam easily and comfortably. Thanks again, and goodbye.